When you take a bite of that tantalizing sushi, you may be consuming more than just delicious raw fish. There could be hidden parasites lurking within, ready to wreak havoc on your body. These insidious creatures can burrow into your digestive system, where they can grow and multiply, causing excruciating abdominal pain, diarrhea, and vomiting. Some parasites can even migrate to other parts of your body, causing infections in your liver, lungs, or brain. The worst part is that you may not even know you're infected until it's too late, as symptoms can take weeks or even months to develop. The most common parasite found in sushi is the Anisakis worm, which can cause severe allergic reactions, gastrointestinal symptoms, and even anaphylactic shock in rare cases. Anisakis worms are commonly found in raw or undercooked fish, especially salmon, herring, mackerel, and squid. Other parasites that can be found in sushi include tapeworms, roundworms, and flukes, which can cause a variety of symptoms including abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Some parasites can even migrate to other parts of the body, such as the brain or liver, and cause serious infections. Parasites are more commonly found in wild-caught fish than in farm-raised fish, due to differences in diet and living conditions. Parasites can survive freezing temperatures, so freezing fish at home may not kill all parasites. Cooking fish to an internal temperature of at least 145 Fahrenheit or 63 degrees Celsius can kill most parasites, but some people still prefer to eat sushi and sashimi raw. Parasites in sushi can be prevented by sourcing fish from reputable suppliers who follow proper food safety practices, and by thoroughly inspecting and preparing the fish before serving. It is important to note that not all fish served in sushi contains parasites, and many people enjoy sushi without experiencing any adverse effects. While the risk of getting a parasite from sushi is relatively low, it is still important to be aware of the potential risks and take steps to minimize them, such as cooking or freezing fish before eating. Let's take a closer look at the types of diseases you could get. Number 1. Anisakiasis is caused by a parasitic worm that can be found in raw or undercooked fish. The worm is about 2 centimeters long and can live in seawater. People get infected by accidentally eating the worm when eating raw fish. Anisakiasis is common in Japan and other countries where raw fish is a popular dish. The symptoms include stomach pain, nausea, and vomiting, and can start hours after eating contaminated fish. The incubation period is usually a few hours to a week. Treatment involves removing the worm from the stomach or intestine using endoscopy or surgery. Interesting fact: anisakiasis can also be caused by eating squid. Number 2. Diphyllobothriasis is caused by a tapeworm that can grow up to 10 meters long. The tapeworm is found in freshwater fish, such as salmon. People get infected by eating raw or undercooked fish that contains the tapeworm larvae. Diphyllobothriasis is most common in areas where fish is a staple food, such as in parts of Asia, Europe, and South America. The symptoms include diarrhea, abdominal pain, and weight loss, and can last for months. The incubation period is usually a few weeks to a few months. Treatment involves taking medication to kill the tapeworm. Interesting facts: Diphyllobothriasis is sometimes called fish tapeworm infection and was once used as a weight loss treatment. Number 3. Gnathostomiasis is caused by a parasitic worm that can be found in freshwater fish, eels, and frogs. The worm is about 1 to 3 centimeters long and can live in fresh water. People get infected by accidentally eating the worm when eating undercooked or raw fish, eels, or frogs. Gnathostomiasis is most common in Asia but has also been reported in Central and South America. The symptoms include migratory swellings under the skin, abdominal pain, and fever, and can last for weeks to months. The incubation period is usually a few days to a few weeks. Treatment involves taking medication to kill the worm. Interesting facts: gnathostomiasis is sometimes called swelling disease, and the migrating worms can be visible under the skin. Number 4. Intestinal capillariasis is caused by a parasite called Capillaria philippinensis and is a type of roundworm that infects the small intestine. The adult worms are very small, only around 1 to 3 centimeters in length. The parasite is usually found in freshwater fish in Southeast Asia, especially the Philippines and Thailand. People can get infected by eating raw or undercooked fish that contain the parasite eggs. Symptoms can include diarrhea, abdominal pain, loss of appetite, and weight loss. The incubation period is usually around 2 to 4 weeks. Treatment usually involves medication to kill the parasites, and in severe cases, hospitalization may be necessary. Intestinal capillariasis can be prevented by thoroughly cooking fish, avoiding eating raw or undercooked fish, and properly washing and preparing fruits and vegetables. Intestinal capillariasis is a relatively rare disease, but it can be fatal if left untreated. Interesting fact. The first case of intestinal capillariasis was reported in the Philippines in 1964. Number 5. Paragoniamiasis is caused by a parasite called Paragonimus westermanni. It is a type of fluke that infects the lungs. The adult worms can grow up to 1.5 centimeters in length. The parasite is usually found in freshwater crabs and crayfish in Asia, Africa, and South America. People can get infected by eating raw or undercooked crab or crayfish that contain the parasite larvae. Symptoms can include coughing, chest pain, fever, and difficulty breathing. The incubation period is usually around 2 to 4 weeks. Treatment usually involves medication to kill the parasites, and in severe cases, surgery may be necessary. Paragoniamiasis can be prevented by thoroughly cooking crab and crayfish, avoiding eating raw or undercooked seafood, and properly washing and preparing fruits and vegetables. Interesting fact, Paragoniamiasis is also known as Oriental lung fluke because it is most commonly found in Asia. It was first described in 1878 by a German parasitologist named Friedrich Küchenmeister. Number 6. Liver fluke infections are caused by a parasite called Fasciola hepatica or Fasciola gigantica. It is a type of fluke that infects the liver. The adult worms can grow up to 3 centimeters in length. The parasite is usually found in freshwater snails in Asia, Africa, Europe, and South America. People can get infected by eating raw or undercooked freshwater plants, such as watercress or wild celery, that have been contaminated with the parasite larvae. Symptoms can include abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, and fever. The incubation period is usually around 2 to 3 months. Treatment usually involves medication to kill the parasites, and in severe cases, surgery may be necessary. Liver fluke infections can be prevented by avoiding eating raw or undercooked freshwater plants, properly washing and preparing fruits and vegetables, and avoiding contaminated water sources. Interesting facts. Fasciola hepatica is sometimes called the sheep liver fluke because it is commonly found in sheep and other grazing animals. The ancient Egyptians were aware of liver fluke infections and even had a hieroglyph for the disease. Number 7. Minute intestinal fluke infections are caused by a parasite called minute intestinal fluke, a tiny worm that is less than 1 centimeter long. It can be found in fresh water, such as streams and ponds. In some countries in Asia, the parasite is usually contracted by eating raw or undercooked fish that is infected with the parasite. In humans, minute intestinal fluke infections can cause abdominal pain, diarrhea, and weight loss. Symptoms can take several months to appear after infection. The treatment for minute intestinal fluke infections usually involves taking medication to kill the parasite. People can prevent infection by thoroughly cooking fish before eating it and avoiding drinking untreated water from freshwater sources. Interestingly, the minute intestinal fluke can infect a variety of animals, including dogs, cats, and birds. The minute intestinal fluke can also be transmitted through snails, which act as intermediate hosts. Number 8. Angiostrongyliosis, also known as rat lungworm disease, is caused by a parasitic nematode called Angiostrongylus canonensis. The nematode is less than 1 centimeter long and is found in both freshwater and saltwater environments. Humans can become infected with Angiostrongylus canonensis by ingesting raw or undercooked snails, slugs, or other intermediate hosts. Symptoms of angiostrongyliosis can include headache, neck stiffness, nausea, vomiting, and sensitivity to light. In rare cases, the infection can lead to meningitis, coma, or death. The incubation period for angiostrongyliosis can range from several days to several weeks. The treatment for angiostrongyliosis usually involves medication to reduce inflammation and kill the parasite. To prevent infection, people should thoroughly wash all fruits and vegetables, cook all meats thoroughly, and avoid eating raw snails or slugs. Interestingly, rats are the primary host for Angiostrongylus canonensis, but the nematode can also infect other animals, including dogs and cats. Number 9. Sparganosis is a parasitic infection caused by tapeworm larvae of the genus Spirometra. The tapeworm larvae can grow up to 1 meter in length and can be found in both freshwater and saltwater environments. Humans can become infected with Spirometra tapeworm larvae by drinking contaminated water or eating raw or undercooked fish or frogs that are infected with the parasite. Symptoms of sparganosis can include a migrating subcutaneous mass, skin irritation, and abdominal pain. The incubation period for sparganosis can range from several months to several years. The treatment for sparganosis usually involves surgery to remove the tapeworm larvae, as medication is usually not effective. To prevent infection, people should avoid drinking untreated water from freshwater sources and should thoroughly cook all fish and frogs before eating them. Interestingly, sparganosis is most commonly found in Asia, but cases have also been reported in Europe and North America. Spirometra tapeworm larvae can also infect a variety of animals, including dogs, cats, and birds. It is not always easy to know if you have a parasite from eating sushi, as symptoms can be mild or even non-existent in some cases. However, if you do have a parasite infection, you may experience symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, fatigue, and weight loss. In some cases, you may also see visible worms in your stool or vomit. If you suspect that you may have a parasite infection, it is important to seek medical attention and get tested to determine the exact cause of your symptoms.